All right. Hello, everybody. It is time to teach our good old Australian friend some cryptid stuff. We're going to be teaching him about a bunch of like local cryptids. We're going to ask him about if he knows anything. We're going to be teaching him more paranormal stuff, and I think it'll make for a fun stream tonight. So I'm going to shoot him a call real quick and get him up in here. And it should make for an interesting stream, I think. Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's up, dude?
Oh, not too much. Just kind of, we're gonna be vibing tonight. Anxiety, what's up, bro? How you doing? Wait, that's the first time you've talked to my I swear to God, I've seen you here before. But yeah, how's your day been so far, Boris, my man? I know, cause I know it's like still the start for you.
It's like midday for me, dude. It's like 1 in the fucking afternoon.
Well, fair enough. For me, it's 11:20 at night.
Time zones, man.
Yeah.
Time zones.
Yeah, I mean, true. Yesterday, I didn't realize I was chilling with you yesterday for like 5, almost 6 hours. That's kind of funny.
Well, yeah, dude. Like we only planned that for like like 2, 3, maybe 4 hours, and like yeah, dude, it ended up going like 6 hours, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like 2 or 3 hours, and I was like, oh shit. Also, I find it funny that like the way that we collab is when one of us isn't streaming and the other one is. It's fucking weird.
Dude, we'll have to do it a different way. We'll have to work it out a different way next time, dude. Like with,
honestly, I think it might sometimes be better that way, because then we like send people from one community to the other one, and then maybe they like, you know, find the content interesting. Because
like Ang says back for blood. I know Kika fucking does. Kika's just a little fucking gremlin shithead.
Yeah, well, I know I can't stream those, like that game. Like, I know I couldn't even stream Killing Floor 2. Like, yeah, again, PC issues.
Fuck yeah. Toast a little PC.
Anxiety peaks in. Okay, that makes sense. Well, welcome to the stream, since you seem to be technically new. Kika, you as well, technically. So there's fancy stuff you can do on my stream using channel points, alright? So I have the boost battle, so you can, like, do that, and you're able to fight other people to see if I'm oversaturated. There's censor battle, so you can censor me as well if you don't like me. All right, you can add a rainbow to me, right? If you want to make a little rainbow thing.
Wait a minute,
there's also the glitch battle.
Nut.
You can also nut on me, and then there's the glitch battle. So I'm all glitched out like this. There's a whole bunch of other stuff as well too, but like, I kind of like the stuff I've got going on. You can also use channel points to change like my microphone to like different colors and stuff. You can change the chair I'm sitting in. You can even change my drink from like big PP to like small PP energy. The nut button, I will be eventually animating a thing where like something falls from the top of the screen, and there will be a nut button on the desk, and it'll just say nut when it hits it, and it bounces off.
Okay.
Kika, yes, you're allowed to nut on me. All right, I'm alright with it. But yeah, like I generally try and have like some fun stuff on my stream. I'm always looking to do like more innovative stuff. There's also like you can add some cool 8-bit glasses. I actually have a pair of these IRL, and they surprisingly don't look that bad on me.
I've actually seen the IRL ones, and I'm like, nah, not really my thing, but they look okay.
Well, I bought them as a joke, right? And then I put them on like one of my IRL streams, and I was like, damn, I'm beautiful.
Dude, it's always the way it is. You buy something as a joke, and then you're like, it actually works.
Yeah. Everyone was like, they actually look good. I'm like, this is weird. I don't know how I feel about that. But also thanks for the host, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh,
it says host right there.
Motherfucker, you've been on my auto host list for like fucking, I don't know, 4.
Oh, auto host won't pop up.
I know it doesn't. So I've been manually fucking doing it because Twitch has been scuffed as fuck.
Well, it's more of like alert boxes won't show auto hosts anymore because it used to just be like, I don't know. They used to do that a long time ago. They good for a shit post. I mean, fair.
Yeah. We're always good for a shit post. We're Australian. It's how we work.
I mean, I'm Canadian. We shit post too. Literally, okay, so the funniest fucking thing earlier. So I've been trying to be a little bit better about my social media, especially with like, so like my rent is literally like doubling because like I live with my parents, right? They haven't had me pay like hydro or fucking like internet or groceries or anything like that, right? It's just been like, yeah. And technically they haven't been charging me this full amount of what my rent should be. And you know, there's just the family's going through a hard time right now. Long story short, government sucks here, and
sounds about right.
Busted with hosts lately. True, yeah, that's true. So I don't even, my brain just flatlined. Give me a sec. Oh, by the way, my outfit's normally like pink and blue and purple. This is just my Halloween thing, guys.
He's changed it. It's different.
Yeah.
I don't like change. I have to leave now.
Oh, I also didn't show. You can also change the background too. So like, there's like this one and stuff too. So if you guys have other things that you wanted to use your channel points on, you can also change the background.
He's not going anywhere.
Change back.
Changes. Honestly, you're gonna stay here and you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, I honestly, personally hate change too. It's all good. But so I found out where my train of thought went. By the way, I got this. So I was like, oh, okay. So I definitely got to be more on top of things. So I started like promoting myself a little bit more on Twitter, like interacting with like networking threads and stuff. And on this one, someone commented, they were just like, hold on, I'll just read off the tweet because it's so fucking cringe. All right.
Oh, I love cringe content. It's the best kind of content.
So, let me find this real quick. It's in here and it's fucking weird. So it's just a networking thread that I went into, and I was like, they asked about like favorite anime or whatever, and then I explained like how my voice kind of is and what I normally talk about on streams, you know, like the normal thing, right? And then share my opinion. And this person, all right, like this fucking person says, I fucking love the rat aesthetic. And I'm like, thank you. I mean, I'm not a rat, but you know, like, thank you. I'll just be nice, right? And then in reply to the thank you, they say, not just that, but your whole outfit is a fucking mood and I want to own it IRL. The good boy tramp stamp makes me want to tug on that cute tail of yours. I'd feed you my scraps any day. And I'm like, motherfucker, what you just say to me? So I just replied with like this image because I shitpost, right? I just replied with Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, but he has like a cell phone in his hand. And he has like that cringe look on his face, just staring at the phone. And then this person DMs me, okay? And they just say, I can redact that comment if it made you uncomfortable, capital D, lowercase x. And I'm like, not uncomfortable, was just weird, lol. I shitpost a lot and saw an opportunity to post an image, aha. They're like, shit, I had to be self-conscious because I'm so fucking impulsive. Now I feel like a little bitch. And I'm just like not gonna reply to that. I'm like, I don't know what it is about some of the VTubers, but they're just like, hey, let's be cringy as fuck. And I'm like,
Dude, like there's good cringe and there's bad cringe, man. Like if it's good quality cringe, like you can get like a laugh out of it, but like if it's bad, you're like, oh my god, you can literally hear my fucking eyes rolling from this shit.
Oh my god, right? And I was just like, the good boy tattoo, tramp stamp, all right, like that's just because I'm good boy, all right, and no one can deny that I am good boy. So
yeah,
holy shit, Crit is actually talking in chat. What's up, man? How you been? How goes your training or whatever the fuck it is that you're doing out in the middle of fucking wherever they send military
they're
people?
Doing like doing the boot camp shit.
No, he's deployed or some shit.
Oh, he's deployed. Shit.
Yeah. I think he was in the military, then left, and then went back or something. I don't know. I gotta catch up with chat. I will, but fuck you. Me too. I'm super bad with it. LMAO. What? All right. I'm gonna play more RuneScape. Good luck with the stream. I'll lurk properly. Yo, that's how I do that to me. Properly. Okay. Exhausting. I bet. I understand. I am cringe. No. There's cringe. All right. Do not. No. Don't worry about the cringe. I am cringe, but I am free. However,
the good kind of cringe.
Exactly. When you just like roll up and your immediate reaction to them saying thank you for complimenting them is saying that you want to tug on their tail and give them your scraps. I'm like,
Bro, the funny thing is like they called you a rat, but like you have hair on the end of the tail, so it's like
Right.
only mice have hair on the end of the tail.
You want to know what's even funnier? I'm not even a mouse either.
Yeah.
I'm a dormouse. No. Seriously, hold on. Let me just do this really quick.
Dormouse. Okay.
Yeah. Here, I'll show you guys what I am.
Wait.
Open image in new tab. All right. This is me. I am a spectacled dormouse. I believe they're from South Africa. You can see it now, though, eh?
I can see it. I can definitely fucking see it.
The only difference is the tail. I have short fur going up to the end of it, but I just thought it would be cuter that way and not be recognized as like a cat or a dog or some shit. Do not destroy the cringe part. Destroy the part of yourself that cringes. Exactly. I actually have that as a meme, but it says kill.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is my what I
also that TikTok you sent me last night, dude. I watched that after fucking stream and I fucking died.
Yeah, right. Just the way he reacted to it.
His reaction was
just
priceless.
like, "Oh, you fucking cunt! What you doing back here? Let's get the shit out of me." I'm just like, "Holy fuck!"
He's like, "Now don't kill him," and then he just instantly just crushes the tick with his hands.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, that's just rude." Bang. Fuck this. But yeah, so that animal I'm based off of here. Oh, this one's cute too. Oh, hold on a sec. Hold on, guys. You gotta look at this.
Oh, well, now we're just looking at cute animals. All right.
Well, it's a me.
Ah,
look at him. He's adorable.
Mousetrap will fix that.
A what?
A what? Nothing.
Huh?
Rat poison. That also works.
Bruh. Why would you want to remove these? Look at them. They're adorable.
It's... I don't know, man.
He's just sitting here like, look at my fucking face. Oh, man.
Look at my fucking face.
So, if we're going to be teaching you things about cryptids and paranormal and supernatural stuff, I do want to preface everything. And I know I said it to you yesterday, but I see all forms of magic as simply just science that we do not understand yet. All right.
Well, yeah.
And my best example is alchemy. All right. Alchemy is just chemistry.
It's fucking chemistry. That's literally all it fucking is.
Yeah. And I think I explained it on your stream yesterday, but essentially, the difference between like wind and heat, right? If you explain it the same way, and that's how you feel like negative energies in an area or positive energies, and it's the same thing as like the type of vibe you get off people. I believe it's like a form of resonance that you get from other people because we're all a bunch of little molecules vibrating and shit, right?
Yeah.
So for anyone that is curious,
we're essentially just electricity that walks around in a bag of fucking meat.
Yeah, exactly what we are actually. So I, in my spare time when I get it, study theoretical physics, particularly space travel type shit, like time travel, like the quantum mechanics behind it, how black holes work. That's the type of shit that I do in my spare time.
Dude, time travel's scary fucking shit. Multiverse theory scares the hell out of me.
Ooh, like, we're gonna get into multiverse theory.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so multiverse theory is where I come with a lot of this stuff, all right? Also, the Mandela effect. Remember, you know what that is, obviously, about Nelson Mandela?
Yeah, Nelson Mandela.
That happened the same year that we split the atom, just saying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Yeah. We got so many ideas of time travel, but what if our interpretations are not even true of time travel? No, time travel is 100% possible. We just haven't learned how to teleport yet, and no one's done the math correctly to figure out exactly where you end up popping up.
Well,
so chances are,
people don't realize the planet fucking moves. If you time travel somewhere, the planet might not be there. You just end up in the vacuum of fucking space.
And that doesn't even take into account the expansion of space.
Oh yeah.
And we don't know what that is. So chances are we've already sent people through time. But if you were to send yourself in time forward or backwards, even just 10 minutes, you would be thousands of miles in space. So that is the issue with time travel.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously time travel is incredibly easy to do. Like, think theoretically, if you were to hop on a plane like 4 or 5 times a week, right? And you were traveling across the country like almost every day, right? Except for the weekends. it doesn't matter which direction on the planet you are moving. You're moving at a faster speed than the rest of the people on the planet. All right.
Yeah.
And you're based off the, like, your molecular breakdown is based off the gravitational pull of any entity. And your gravitational pull is changed by the velocity that you're moving. So if you had two twins, or clones, we'll say clones, and one never flew and the other one were to fly 5 days a week, right? Like, except for weekends or whatever, right? And they were to fly from one end of, like, say, the States to the other end, right? Then they would live longer and look more youthful than the other one. It might only be by, like, a year at most, but after, like, 40-something years, you gain, like, a year of life. Like, that's not the exact math, obviously, but, like...
it's a rough estimate, yeah.
That's just, like, random numbers off the top of my head, but, like, it's just an example. So if you were to be out in space and you were to travel in the span of 1 year, a light year away, and then you were to travel another year and come back, like, thousands, if not millions of years have gone by on the planet. All right.
That's the thing. Like, a lot of people, like, I've actually noticed
had 2 years.
People.
Yeah, but you've only had 2 years of your life disappear because you don't have a molecular breakdown that's as focused because of, you know, time does not exist. All right. We simply just count rotations of our planet and the sun. That is how we do time, but time isn't real. So, and then if you want to see backwards in time or watch time go in reverse, you simply just need to move faster than light and then look in the direction that the light is coming from. And you would see stuff, like, in reverse, like moving backwards because, like, how the light is traveling. And if you want to go backwards in time, because technically you went forward in time by going a light year away in the span of a year, because obviously that is 1 light year's distance you were traveling at the speed of light. If you were to have, say, 2 black holes and they were colliding, if you were to enter, say, you know what, I have the power of paint on my side, so let's open up paint. All right, we're breaking out the big guns today, everybody.
Oh, okay, getting fancy.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, if we've got our 2 black holes, all right, got 1, and then we got 2. All right. Now, if you... Oh, sorry, I want that to be that. If you were to be... can I have a bigger brush, please? If you were to enter right about here, and say this black hole is going in this direction, all right, this one could also be going in the same direction. It doesn't really matter, but for the sake of this, we're going to say it's going the opposite direction. All right, because technically there's no top or bottom and planets can tilt on their axis, so a black hole could do the exact same. So if you're right here, you would end up going, like, around this black hole. Now, there's 2 different ways this could go. You could either go down, like, I'm just going to use green for this. You could go this direction, or you could be literally just ripped and shot out this way. All right. But we're going to go with the green line. All right. So now you've come this way. You end up getting launched back. But because you're not in a perfect sphere anymore, you've been launched into a farther orbit. But the only downside to that is now you're going to come back closer. Now, if you've gotten enough pull, you came out right here. You come out before you left, and you would see yourself.
Fuck, okay.
Yes, because where these 2 black holes are, this middle point right here is called an event horizon. Right? Now, obviously, I'm very simplifying this. There's a shit ton of math that could explain this.
Yeah.
I'm just oversimplifying it. This right here in the middle is called the event horizon. And that is where, because light can't escape a black hole. So that would be time not existing because, you know, space-time is how our relative point is traveling distance. And since, you know, time doesn't exist, it's our concept of movement.
It is astounding, like, how many people don't know that a light year is a unit of distance and not a unit of time.
I believe it is 3.7 trillion miles or kilometers.
It's a long fucking way, man. It's a long way.
Let me look it up. I'm pretty sure it's 3.7 trillion kilometers. Light year. No, not Buzz Lightyear, you piece of shit.
Oh, the new Buzz Lightyear shit. Yeah, of course, that's gonna pop up now.
Distance. It is. I don't want it in meters. Holy shit.
Oh God. Well.
What distance is a light year? 186,000 miles or 300,000 kilometers.
Yeah,
no, that's incorrect.
It's yeah, I don't know about that. That seems a little bit
equivalent of 9.46 trillion kilometers. Okay, that makes more sense. All right, there we go. 9.46 trillion. Not fucking whatever that just said it was. Alright, dude, Buzz Lightyear movie kind of got me. Really? I was going to say, fuck, I got to convert miles to kilometers. Yeah. I don't know, there's a new one that's coming out, and I'm like, alright then.
I know, I've seen it, and I'm like, honestly, he looks fucking terrifying.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Like, imagine that popping up next to your bed in the middle of the night. You'd be like, nah. Nah.
Yeah, that was like my super quick way of explaining how time travel would be possible, because essentially matter, like energy, cannot be destroyed. It can only change shape. However, particles, right, themselves, well, the inevitable death of the universe is going to be all of the black holes absorbing everything around them, and then their own gravitational pulls pulling on each other with the faintest movement from the farthest reaches of the universe.
Yeah.
Pulling towards each other, recondensing the universe. And essentially you'll make one really, really big black hole that'll condense and condense and condense and condense and condense. And then it will explode, right? But it will become a single particle with how condensed it becomes. So theoretically, there's only one particle in existence, because you can't create new energy, and particles are, well, energy is created of particles. So the placement of like essentially another reason for why time doesn't exist is because you yourself are made up of like quadrillions of like particles or whatever, right? And atoms or whatever, right? And like, again, like 99% of it does not exist. Right, like it's very tiny, and they're all technically the same one at different points in space-time, meaning that you and I are the same entity essentially, right? Which also gets into this whole discussion of like, is God real type thing, and because if you look at it from a scientific standpoint, I have as much proof to say that there is a God that there isn't, you know. And that's another thing that I like to discuss on my streams is like where a lot of like religious influence comes from. If you look at it from like the Buddhist standpoint, all right, atheism and theism are the exact same thing.
They really are, essentially.
Yeah, like believing there is a God and believing there isn't a God is the exact same thing, because if God is ever present and all seeing, right, that would mean that us as a species per se, right? Because if God is everything and he created everything, right, he could just be the Big Bang itself, right? Because I don't know everything. I know what I know. And then you don't know everything. You know what you know. But together, we know what I know and you know, right? So if everything in the universe together, if God is in all of us, all right, that means that everything together knows everything. All knowing. There is no one particular God, and that's the theist belief, or atheist belief of it, right? How the fuck you describing the Force? No, I'm literally describing our universe. That's just particles and matter and stuff.
I mean, in fairness, if you want to get into the Force, I mean, Jedis are essentially fucking zealots when you actually look at it.
The Jedis are the bad guys.
Essentially,
Naruto taught me that friendship and love is how you do stuff, and that's emotions. The Jedi seal off emotion. The Sith taught me to believe in my friends.
Mm.
All right, so
Dude.
I'm gonna have to go and say that the Sith were the good guys, and I mean they had a good running empire. And what did the Jedi rebels do? They come up and blow a Death Star, killing probably millions, if not billions, of people that were just doing their fucking job, probably destroying an entire like galactic economy. All right, with all those resources that were destroyed.
That's all they were doing.
They just decide, hey, let's go kill all these innocent people just doing their job, right? Like, not everyone that works at Facebook is a Zuck, all right? Like,
not everyone who works for Blizzard
man.
is a piece of shit, like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, and even then, they had like a proper functioning government, and the rebels decided to overthrow it. I mean, what the fuck? You know how hard it would be to rule a country? Now imagine a galaxy. What the fuck?
I know, right?
But what I was saying about like the all-knowing type thing is like, if all of us are everything, then we're all seeing, right? And if you want to go for a singular entity, right, and you don't like the concept of, you know, there being a creator, and it's like, well, the creator would be the Big Bang, right? Like you would all, we would all be connected in that way, right? Because we're all the same technically particle in different spots in time, even though it's right next to itself, right? It's vibrating at like the nanoest of nanoseconds, right? Away from itself, so it's everywhere but nowhere.
Definitely.
So yeah, so like nothing is also something, right? It's nothing. So
like that's why I was like because we're on the whole like topic of God and stuff like that, and people like, you know, because God, the whole like concept of death comes in things and stuff like that. People are like, well, aren't you scared of death? Aren't you scared what happens afterwards? I'm like, personally, no, because I kind of look at it the way, like, this is just how I see it. I don't remember where I came from before I was alive, and I'm assuming when I die, that's probably where I'm going to go again.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so for reference, for people that are new here, I have read the Christian, the Catholic, or Christian and Catholic Bibles. I need to get myself on a Baptist one because there's actually a Baptist church that lives down the street that I want to go check out. I have an English version of the Quran. I have read the Torah, also known as, if you read it in Hebrew, the Tanakh. All right. I study a lot of Native American culture, African culture, Japanese culture. Like the basis of where a lot of Japanese culture is Chinese culture. I've looked up several Australian type of like folklore type shit. I look up what I need to learn is Central and South America, but I haven't done that. I've looked up a lot of pagan stuff, so like Norse paganism, eclectic witchcraft, which is again paganism. Wicca is kind of a bastardization of a lot of witchcraft stuff, like a lot of pagan things. So
essentially, yeah, like
Wicca.
the whole like Wicca is it's
so Wicca is an all-female practice created by a man.
It's fucking trippy. I know, it's really trippy.
It is literally no. Wicca is a culturally appropriated several different cultures and then centered around the Greek goddess Aphrodite. And if you don't believe me, you guys could look it up. It literally is a practice based around Aphrodite from a dude that literally traveled all of like Europe and other countries and stuff like that and started taking bits and pieces. And don't get me wrong, like I have my own religious practice, of which I guess is more of not a religious practice, but like it's my practice. All right, it's not a form of paganism. It's nothing like that. The way I see it, if you're in a group of 25 people in front of you and you ask them all at the same time, what color is the sky? And 22 of them tell you it's blue and 3 of them tell you it's purple, you're going to believe the 22.
Essentially, right? Yeah.
Because like if you're colorblind or whatever, or you're blind or something, right?
Oh my God.
Then you're going to believe the larger group. So for example, with my practice, I wear silver rings, right? I mean, they're sterling silver, but
still technically silver.
In my practice, it doesn't need to be full. It needs to be present because it's mine. I made it. And a lot of cultures, they don't need pure whatever, right? It just needs to be there. Like,
well, actually,
mirrors were made with silver, and that's why vampires couldn't see the reflection.
Exactly.
Because it would kill the reflection.
Yeah. like silver and iron in multitudes of different cultures have always been really important when it comes to like staving off or protecting or pushing away evil or something like that, or negative shit in multitudes of different cultures.
However, saying that there is a singular God is still relatively new. Like if you look at even the Catholic Bible, hold on, I believe it's Deuteronomy 19:3. Deuteronomy 19:3. I believe it's 19:3. Why is it? No, maybe it's not 19:3. What was the other one that I had? 23:1 possibly?
I honestly am not really sure when it comes to this one.
Well, it's the Catholic Bible. Is it 31:6? Lord of Lords. That should be enough to get it. 10:17, I think. Yes, 10:17, sorry. For the Lord your God is God of gods and Lord of lords, the great God, mighty and awesome, who shows no partiality and accepts no bribes. God of gods. The Catholic Bible believes there's more gods.
I know, right?
The Catholic Bible is polytheist. You know, like stuff like that I find very interesting, right?
It is,
even though
really
it is saying that there is a singular God. No, you're Catholicism and Christianity, which ironically Catholicism came before Christianity, but all Catholics are Christian, but not all Christians are Catholic, based off practice.
That's what I mean. Like Christianity hasn't really, when you look at every other religion, like Christianity has not really been along for that, has not been around for that fucking long.
About 2,000 years.
Yeah.
But it comes from Judaism, of which is polytheistic. It's not anymore, but they speak of Yahweh, right, of which is God, right? That's why one of the things is do not use the Lord's name in vain, right? Well, I'm not using it in vain, and even if it was, I don't care, because guess what? He's a lesser deity. A lesser deity, not even a full strength one. However, if you look at, say, European practices that are not like religions, but actual practices, right? Or if you look at Greek mythology, all right? In Norse and Greek mythology, if you stop believing in the gods, they lose their strength and die. Now, if you look at Native American culture, all right, if there's like bad energy in the tribe, right, and everyone is, sorry, I'm gonna take some of my drink real quick.
That's all good, dude.
So if saying something bad happens and the entire tribe is like super depressed or angry or whatever, holy fuck. My voice is not doing well today.
You're dying, bro.
Yeah,
that's it. We're speaking ill of the Lord, and now you're being punished for it.
Fuck that. I can kick his ass.
He's a lesser deity. What's he gonna fucking do?
Exactly. And I'm an upper deity. You know why? Because I said so. Fuck you.
I mean, well, that's like anything. That's even relates to people. If you want to like look at the whole like concept of like worship and stuff like that, and putting like power, like you can be like, yeah, knowledge is power is obviously one thing. Like generally smarter people will obviously have something over like the general populace. But like if you have a bunch of people believing in something and then not believing in it, it will generally just fade away into obscurity.
Exactly. All right. So if you look at Native American culture, all right, if something bad happens in the tribe and everyone's upset or depressed or something's happening, that will draw or create negative spirits. All right.
Oh.
So you don't want negative spirits. So if you see something that gives you bad vibes, you ignore it. You don't give it any energy. You don't give it attention, like with a god. Now, the same thing happens, again, like with Greek and Norse mythology. But if we go way across, you know, the courtyard, and we're at the far east of the world, right? And we're in Asia. and you look at, say, for example, Japan, right? Now, again, Japan has a lot of its stuff come from China. That's more of like their ancient history type shit, their mythos of like Amaterasu, Sun Wukong, all that type of stuff. They all have like their origins in China, right? But if you look at Japan itself with like, say, its local folklore type stuff, like everyone has heard of the story about the girl with the mask, right? Where she asks you if she's beautiful while she's wearing a mask, and if you say yes,
fuck, I forgot her name.
I don't remember the name, but it's not. That's not important to this, right?
The split mouth woman is what she's known as. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So she's wearing a mask, and if she asks you if she's beautiful, if you say no, she kills you. You say yes, she takes off the mask and her face, and there's multiple different stories, but whether she has like the sides of her mouth like cut all the way up to like her ears, or she's missing the lower half of her face, her tongue is like ripped out, or her jaw's broken, whatever it is.
And that's a regional thing in Japan, like in different regions, that it changes like how she got her injuries and how bad like her mouth is split open.
But then she asks you again if she's beautiful, and if you say no, she kills you. If you say yes, you're probably lying and she'll kill you, right? Because there's only like one way out of this, right?
And even then, like, so the loophole is you say she's average.
No, if you visibly wince or anything like that, or you just don't want to look at her, you're just like, oh, fucking Jesus, right? Like, then she'll kill you, right? But if you just don't pay any attention to her, right? If she asks you if she's beautiful and you just ignore her, she can't do anything. She loses her power if no one believes that what she's doing can do anything. So you have those are just 3 examples, right? You got Native America, all right, and all of this is like ancient stuff they've been passing out for generations and generations. You've got European mythologies, all right, and then you've got way across over in Asia and Japan on a little island that is so disconnected. All of them have the same thing. Now, I'm sure that Central and South America probably have stuff.
Imagine living on an island.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine it. I live in the middle of a giant fucking... Actually, I kind of can. I kind of can. All right. I'm surrounded by the Great Lakes, so...
Yeah, it's like, I know where you
kind
live.
of can.
I'm like, yeah, you live like essentially near like inland fucking oceans almost.
Yeah, 70% of the world's fucking fresh water is around me.
Yeah, I find that funny.
Yeah,
why isn't there a Loch Ness monster there? Why is Scotland having one?
Well, because the Loch Ness monster was actually proven to be fake. The guy that took the picture even admitted it was fake. However, we have something called the Ogopogo, and that's over in British Columbia.
I've heard the name Ogopogo before. Not sure what it is though.
It's Loch Ness monster, but in Lake Ogopogo.
It's a water monster. It's a swamp. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just is it a plesiosaur? Who knows? Bitch, it's probably just a log. You know, like,
in fairness, really all it was is like, you know, damn, we need to stop all these kids from like going out in the woods and stop these kids from swimming in the water without being supervised. Let's just tell them there's something out there that's gonna fucking eat them.
Oh man, I want to get into something based off that actually. But just remind me of that.
It's the original concept of the boogeyman. It's where it came from.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. But I can get into that too. The boogeyman is more of like the idea is there, yes, but I want to get to that in a moment. But there's one last thing I want to say about like the not having power type thing. If you live in Appalachia of America, which is a giant mountain forest range that spans from pretty much the west coast to nearly the east coast, all right. If you heard a noise out in the middle of the woods, no, you didn't. If you hear someone crying for help or your name out in the woods, no, you didn't. If you are walking down a trail and you feel something breathing down your neck, no, you don't. Continue to act casual and just get out as soon as you can. But do not run. Because if it doesn't think that you can tell that it's there, it doesn't have power. Right. Now, obviously, Appalachia has more stuff as well that isn't just like skinwalkers and Wendy boys. I'll refer to those all as collectively flesh pedestrians.
Flesh pedestrians.
So, because there's also flesh gates as well, which are like a weird almost hybrid of those two.
Yeah, but well, isn't it like the Wendy boys? They're the real bad ones, though, right?
So flesh gates are technically way worse.
Oh, really?
Yes, because flesh gates move in groups.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
they're
more than
essentially
one's dangerous. Yeah.
a mixture of a Wendy boy and a skinwalker. And I say skinwalker because it's a Navajo thing. And like Wendy boys,
But
right?
But isn't it
if you say the name, it
aren't
draws it to you.
necessarily always dangerous as well? But they're not
all skinwalkers are dangerous does not mean all skinwalkers will kill you.
Exactly. Like they're a potential threat.
Yes. Okay. So skinwalkers are from the Navajo reservation in, I believe, California.
Oh, so it comes east. No, west coast of America.
Yes, west coast of America. I believe it's California. It could be Nevada. My brain is having a fart right now. But essentially, they are medicine men that, because skinwalkers used to be a good thing. All right. And they would take the skin or like the pelt of a, by the way, people, everyone that's here, you can use your channel points to catch Pokemon. So if you do this, and ta-da, I'm trying to catch your Chitini now. So they would take, like, say, the pelt of a fox, and they were able to transform into this animal, of which allowed them to run further, faster, and use the senses of the fox to find potential food sources and stuff, right? And they weren't a full fox. They were a fox with human-like features to it, right? Like the eyes, or maybe the teeth, right? Something is a little off. Maybe it's a little bit too
terrifying
big.
At all.
Well, in Native America, that was just like, you got to look at like Native culture, right? Like, I'm part Native. Spirit animals are a thing, right? So being able to become one with an animal that you can connect with makes perfect sense. And you do not waste a single part of an animal in Native America, right? Like that Native culture, you do not kill just for sport. You kill for what you need, because Mother Earth herself, she gives and provides. You do not waste what she gives you. You don't bite the hand that feeds, right?
No, you don't.
You respect it all. So it was originally meant for stuff like that. Or if they very rarely would like kill, say, something like a bear, right? Because say it attacked, right? Well, to defend yourself, you might kill it, right? But now to make use of that, you have the pelt of a bear. Or say like a wolf or something. Now you can use that to defend your home, right? And the meat can still be eaten, even though I don't recommend ever eating a carnivore. Their meat does not taste good.
It's usually extremely fucking gamey. Like
there's a reason why we there's a reason why we eat
too.
herbivores. Yeah, there's a reason why we eat herbivores, or omnivores, like pigs. But we generally feed them mostly plants because it makes their meat taste better. But like they would use it. They use the bones and stuff for tools, grinding stuff down for like medicines. But the pelt was now able to be used to defend, right? Well, obviously, with any form of, like, any group of people, tensions can rise, right? And you can have a tribe split up, right? Holy fuck, sorry, one sec.
God damn, dude.
All right, sorry about that.
Not so good.
So, with any group of people, like, tensions can rise, you can get in fights, and then somebody will turn on the others, right? People... Like, for example, you go to a bar, someone gets drunk, they just want to start a fight, right? It's just a very simple example of it. Well, let's say that, you know, someone has been feeling they've been mistreated in the tribe, right? And this is long before settlers were ever there, right? Well, they go and they're able to shift into an animal, and they take that bear pelt. And there you go. And essentially, skinwalking became an art that was not allowed anymore. Like, only medicine men know how to do it, right? Which are tribal elders, or essentially like spirit type people that are like, hey, I know a lot about medicine. I know a lot about like our culture. I'm like an elder. I'm, you know, like a young one can become a medicine man. But obviously they practice that over years of their life, and they aren't a full recognized one until, you know, they've learned everything that they could. But essentially they're the ones that would do like cleansings or smudges and stuff to be able to get rid of negative spirits, or they'd ward off evil things.
Okay.
So the only way to kill a skinwalker is, because it is such a frowned upon practice now, and it is hated amongst tribes, you are not supposed to do it, right? And particularly, I believe, only the Navajo and very few others actually know how. So, well, because it was just, that was their thing, right? It wasn't something a lot of others could do. Like, they were more of a, I don't know how to properly describe it other than saying, like, a stronger tribe. Like, they were more in tune with the world around them type thing. And again, like, there's no technical proof that this is real, right? It's just legends, right? And the explanations that they've given from what we've been able to tell. Because obviously it's taboo to talk about it. They don't want to. You talk about a skinwalker, it draws them towards you. Well, they will call it by its native name. Skinwalker is not its name. No, it is a translation, and it is in an English name. However, if you say Wendy Boy, right, the actual thing, that is its actual name.
And it will become aware of that.
I'm surrounded by forests. I don't say it.
Yeah.
All right. Like, yeah, I live. Yeah. No,
yeah,
thank
I know.
you.
Yeah.
And I live in Canada.
We've spoken about before. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the Wendy boys. All right. Like, I used to say the word, and I was fine with it at my old apartment because I was like 10 floors up. So I wasn't afraid. I'm like, this fucker ain't gonna be able to get me up here, and I can see the forest from here, and there's a lot of shit between me and it. I mean, like, that forest is very fucking big because that just goes out into the country, but nah, I'm fine, right?
Yeah, it's like, it's
ain't
got
nothing
a lot
gonna be
of
able to
ground
scale all the way up here, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, but saying the name does draw them towards you. And with skinwalkers, if you say, like, the person that is a skinwalker's name, they will die within a few days if you say their full name to them. Because the way that it works is it essentially triggers something in their brain that lets them know, like, it pretty much makes them feel really bad because they have to forget who they are to become a skinwalker now because of just how it's happened, right? So it pretty much brings back all those memories and makes them really sick to themselves and makes them fall ill, and then they die. Other than that, if you have a weapon tipped in white ash from a fire.
White ash. Oh.
Yeah, so that's what smudging is. They use white ash to ward off evil spirits. So if you use white ash on, say, like a bullet or on a knife or a sword or something or an axe, and you strike them with that, it would ward off the evil that is in them and kill them. So that is pretty much the only other way. Now, in theory, you could also use silver. In theory, yeah. Because silver, amongst various... Sorry, I was taking off my vest. That's why my tracking got messed up, everyone. Silver in nearly all cultures has a form of importance that is to be able to ward off evil, right? Yeah, so there's nothing saying that they can't use it as well. In Native American culture, when silver was found and refined, it wasn't perfect, and that is why I believe it just needs to be present. But silver was not usually used as a weapon itself. It was more of put onto weapons, and it wasn't referred to as silver because obviously that's not the word they would have used. It would have been like essentially translated as like shining stone, but or like shining rock or something. But it would have been like an ornament on it, and silver does not need to be the thing that strikes stuff. Like silver bullets, obviously you're not gonna fire it from a normal, like a silver gun, and that's gonna kill the thing, because that's not what's hitting them, right? Whereas, say you were to hit them with an axe, that like the handle was made of silver, but the axe head was made of steel. It's because it's one entity it would do it, right? Like that is one article that is smacking them. And yeah, so like the concept is there. Now, again, this is all like a Navajo thing, and silver itself was not really a big thing in America before, you know, settlers. It was incredibly rare, actually. So white ash is the most burnt down form of anything, right? And fire is known to kill things.
That is that's the most human shit anything. It's like if you can't kill it, try fire.
Honestly though, like look at every culture. You use fire to remove stuff.
Yep, you do.
And I actually have a theory on that relates to science. Do you know what fire is? What exactly fire is? In all honesty, no. Okay. Also, how's it going, Quicksilver? It is Halloween, so I am a spooky pumpkin. I am orange.
What fire actually fucking is? I don't know.
Yeah. So fire is the bottom of it. All right. That is a plasma. The thing that you say is set on fire, those are called flame. That is a gas.
So
yes, I am pumpkin. Fire is the base of it, the plasma.
Fire is a type of plasma. Okay, good to know.
Okay, so there's, if something were to be, say, a supernatural presence, right? And for example, we'll use ghosts.
Yeah.
What do we call the thing that a ghost would leave behind?
Ectoplasm. So it's a type of plasma.
It's a form of plasma. So how else would you kill something? By changing it to the fourth state of matter.
That's actually a really good fucking point.
Yeah, that is my theory on that one. You use fire to remove things because it takes it to a plasmatic state. Who are we gonna call? Ghostbusters. No, we're gonna call fire. And then firefighters have to put out fire.
Yeah, it's like, what's that? House is haunted. Fire. Just set the fucker on. Just set it on fire. Just burn
that would be a pretty easy solution, but then you probably go to jail for arson. So,
actually, I'm pretty sure there's cases of people that have done that. They it happened recently in the
own
US.
The house, it's fine.
No. This guy, he believed that his like, they said he was like schizophrenic and stuff like that, but no, he like full on committed arson, like killed a family doing it. He believed his neighbors were he believed his neighbors were evil, and like he barricaded them, essentially locked them inside their own house, and then set the whole house ablaze.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
So Mouse, how have you been this night? Hungry. I haven't ate like in like 2 days, 3 days. Boris, when was the last time I ate?
It was like you said 2 days yesterday, so this will be day number 3.
Yeah, so it'll be day number 3 of not eating.
Someone please send this man food. For the love of fucking God. Send this man food.
Exclamation mark food to send food.
Please send this man food.
Also, I go by Trash, not Mouse. Mouse is simply just this model. But all of my social media, it's Trash something.
He is the Trash man.
I'm the Trash man. Yeah. Love me, I'm like trash.
Joke's on you, that e-boy that you've seen. No, he's not. It's really Dane DeVito.
I'm the Trash man. Can I give you an egg in this trying time?
Egg in the trying time, bro. God damn.
Mouse, eat something for God's sake. Bro, it's trash.
He doesn't. He don't have shit to eat.
Food. You're a man who eats food. Like what food would I eat? I don't have nothing.
The fucking man just starts chewing on the fucking drywall.
Nah, I've ate drywall before. It doesn't taste good.
It really doesn't.
I would sooner eat insulation. Like fuck that.
This fire, man. This
is the most so spicy cotton candy I've ever had. My tongue hurts like a bitch. Oh man.
Oh, bro, that'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah. But
what did he die from? He ate spicy cotton candy.
Bro, I love drinking spicy milk.
Spicy milk.
It's bleach.
Oh God! What? I mean, that's that fancy water that's under the sink. It's called blatch.
Blatch.
It's got that fancy cap.
Blatch.
You know.
It's French.
Blatch. It's blatch. It's French.
Oh, man. Actually, my brother, he ended up eating some insulation, not on purpose. It was when we were doing a demo job like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And he was taking the insulation up from the basement and just ate shit because these stairs are so fucking tiny. Like each step is so fucking thin, right? So as he's going up, he fucking ate shit and his face went right into the insulation, and he just got a mouthful of it, and he was like, "Just so you guys know, insulation does not taste like cotton candy," and then just got back up. And we're like, "That's gonna really suck for you."
It's like, man. So like when it's like, man, you probably just took like 10 years off your fucking life doing that. Like,
nah, he's fine. It was the insulation that was in the ceiling, like the actual roof area. Like
okay.
That was our problem. Okay. This house was made in like the 50s or 60s. And I'm not lying when I said that there was like the super thick, like almost like foot thick insulation, like pads that were up there. And then 3 feet, all right, 3 feet of the powdered asbestos shit.
Oh god, that stuff's so much fun.
You know what? We had COVID masks because we weren't expecting it to be that. We said, fuck it. And we were wearing the COVID masks. But every time that you like cough or sneeze because there's shit in the air, it goes up from under the mask into your eyes. So we said, fuck it. Breathe again the asbestos. And we don't give a shit. It's a slow burn anyways. Like
yeah, like it takes decades for asbestos to kill
it takes like 30-40 years. So I'm like, man, I have heart problems and was told I'm not making it to 40. I'm 25. I'm good. I'm not worried about that. Everyone's like, you should quit smoking. Like, aren't you afraid of cancer? And I'm like, that's a slow burn. They're like, what? I'm like, I will get lung cancer, and if I do, I'll already be dead by that point.
The funny thing is, even if you do get cancer and you decide not to get treatment, it still takes a long ass time for that cancer to
It's the chemo that kills you.
The chemo will kill you faster than anything else.
Hey, I'm gonna go set radiation on my body. Just if I want to get rid of my cancer, please just let me go chill by the elephant's foot for a minute. Let me melt. All right, like
Trip to Chernobyl? Hell yeah.
Doesn't it have fiberglass? Yes, it does. The Mask was a good movie. That's a nice movie, yeah.
Dude. Like low key would actually want to like go to Chernobyl one day just to have a look at it. You can. Yeah.
They do tours.
I know you can. I want to. I'd love to fucking do that. Dude, and this is the thing, like I said, I used to work on like workplace health and safety and shit. You know, like Chernobyl was literally like, it wasn't a design, it was literally an inpatient supervisor that caused the entire fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
That's literally what caused it.
It was just one idiot.
It was one idiot.
Goddamn, I want to go visit Pripyat. Oh, that'd be dope. There's actually a YouTube channel.
It's mushy. That's my mute.
Hey, it was a mushy.
It is mushy mango.
There's this dude. Hold on, let me look it up. He goes on like these little like trips, right? And he'll just like travel from like one part of Europe to another part, or across like Scandinavia or like Russia or whatever. And like I discovered him because he broke into the parts of Chernobyl you're not allowed to go to.
Oh, as in the parts that like have they're like cornered off to the high radiation areas. Yeah.
He was smart enough that he brought an actual like
the radiation suit.
Yeah. No, not suit, like the detector thing. So once it like spiked ever so slightly, he was like, fuck that. And he would just turn the fuck around.
I can't remember what that read is called. It's got a special name.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the name of it, but whatever. We all know what it is. The thing that picks up radiation.
I actually like that. I like the whole like thing on Chernobyl because it was it wasn't even like an actual bad situation what caused it. It was literally it was actually a maintenance test. They were doing a test on one of the actual chambers for the rods and stuff like that. And literally it was just an inpatient supervisor that wanted them to hurry up, and in doing so one of the rods got caught. That's what caused the entire thing. He was giving the maintenance crew a hard time that they were taking too long. That is all what caused the fucking Chernobyl
with nuclear radiation.
Yep.
Homie, if you're that concerned, go work at Walmart. Let them do the job right.
Yeah.
Sarcophagus, or whatever it's called, I don't know.
The sarcophagus is what they use to seal the fucking elephant's foot and the actual ground
like a lead box type thing.
Yeah. They updated it recently, didn't they? It's like a big fucking dome now. They updated it like, what was it, 2 years ago? A year ago, something like that.
I'm not sure. I haven't heard.
Yeah, I know there was some work being done in like Chernobyl like recently, like at like the main like reactor and stuff like that. What was it? Reactor 4, I think it was.
I have not heard anything about that. That's kind of neat.
They were doing something like that. Like they were doing something. They were putting like a big cover over it again or something like that.
Holy shit!
Remember.
Vex is here.
Oh,
bro, don't you have homework to do? Vex is one of my mods. And now no one else will be able to catch Pokemon because she will click it first. She is just a fucking cookie clicker master at this point. Damn, I missed.
Vex. Wait, Vex.
Didn't
Vex also do art? I feel like I've seen.
Yeah, she's
art as well.
Look at the screen. This is some art she's done. Hi.
Yeah, I'm
it's
pretty
me.
sure I've seen Vex's art before. I'm almost certain I have.
She does good art. She made my model for me. So
hell yeah.
I'm like trying to have conversation when my brain is still trying to find this like YouTube channel, but I don't remember the name of it.
Well, yeah, no, Mush. that's one of the things. Like everyone likes, oh my God, nuclear power is oh, it's scary. It's like, actually, believe it or not, nuclear power is actually quite clean.
And it's super safe.
Yeah.
Like, ironically, it's super safe.
It can be, but
it has less emissions, and so long as every precaution is taken, it is safe.
That's what I mean.
There's so many fail safes in it.
It is, and people are like, no, it does this and this. It's like, yeah, but it's so fucking efficient. Like, it is insane how efficient it is.
Exactly. And the fact that everyone's like they're like, well, there was those ones in Japan. Yeah, and you know what caused it? The nuclear disaster was a natural disaster because they had a fucking earthquake that ripped it apart. All right. So that wasn't the reactor's fault. Like, that's just where it was.
In fairness, I think if you run a fucking giant wall of water into anything, it's probably gonna fuck it up in some way.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. I do art sometimes. Yeah, she made art of her sucking my dick. It was great.
I believe I have seen that art piece. Yes.
Yeah, I put it on Twitter. I think it's just under. I think it's the only thing with my lewd hashtag.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man, that's something I gotta start working on the fucking art hashtags and shit like that, because I'm starting to get progressively more and more, and it's like, okay, maybe I should actually start doing a hashtag.
Wow, rub it in, why don't you? All right.
Shut the fuck up.
I have to commission my art. There was something I told you that I wanted to talk about in a minute, but I don't remember what it was now. Does anyone else remember?
Oh, what?
Even just the discussion that we were having up to that point will help me remember.
We were talking, like I said, about the whole concept of not being a singular god and stuff like that. We're also talking about if you don't believe in something, it has no power. Fucking stuff like that.
I believe there was something that you were discussing that I wanted to get into. You know what? That's not important. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about. Oh, I found the channel, by the way. It's called 𝐶𝐈. So it's SHIEY. So I'll just put that into chat for you guys.
Jesus.
That's the channel. No. And this dude says illegal freedom. That's his series. And there's one where it's train surfing to the Black Sea, right? There's one where he goes to Chernobyl. There's one where he's just chilling on top of a bus, Dude,
the Black Sea is kind of cool. It's kind of fucking cool. I like the Black Sea.
Yeah, no, he just illegally gets to places.
Yeah.
He just fucking hops on trains and shit like that, or just stops on top of a bus, rides a bike in the middle of fucking Chernobyl, But
dude,
yeah, you can find the Chernobyl one in there. What a journey across Chernobyl exclusion
zone.
A
concept for a date that would be, hey baby, you want to go for a really romantic bike ride for a nuclear wasteland?
That'd be amazing.
Which isn't even really a wasteland. It's actually nature's claimed back so much of Chernobyl, and it's actually a really it's kind of beautiful looking in a really weird way.
Man, while we're on the topic of Chernobyl, all right, did you hear about the blackbird of Chernobyl?
Yes, I know about the blackbird of Chernobyl. Blackbird of Chernobyl, I do.
Would you like to describe it, or should I?
It's a similar concept as the Mothman. It's very, very similar concept.
It's actually identical in descriptions.
Very, very similar. Yeah, they believe that I guess you could say the belief behind the blackbird of Chernobyl and the Mothman, well, because like you said, they're practically the same thing.
No, they're literally described the exact same with giant red eyes.
Yeah, giant red eyes, wings, stuff like that. People believe that they're some sort of potentially a guardian angel or the angel of death, or they're the premonition of a disaster or something like that, because they always seem to be around an area of a natural disaster or a major disaster or a very horrific scenario days prior to it. And I know that before Chernobyl happened, there was employees and even security guards that were talking about there was this creature, essentially this giant bird-like creature with giant red eyes that would be it'd be going along the fence lines, or it'd be up around one of the towers or something like that, or they'd see it at night, or even during the day, when they were around work, you'd see it in the woods flying alongside traffic.
Now, do you want to hear something really amazing? Also, I remembered what I was going to talk about.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Remember how I was talking about Native American culture before?
Yes.
Okay. Now, a lot of rural Russia and Siberia have very similar culture. when it comes to how spirits are made and evil spirits and good spirits. Yes. Now, spirits are a manifestation of the local area. Okay. So
made from positive or negative energy.
yes.
Most of the time, negative energy.
That's just more prominent. It's think about it this way: if you were to get 1 million compliments, but one person were to insult you, you're going to think about that more than the compliments. That's just how the human brain works. So because negative energy has more influence, because it just does. I mean, it's just a mental health type thing. We don't like being negative.
Well, what's the 3 core emotions? There's 1 good one and 2 bad ones. Like
exactly. So if you look at the description of most Native American spirits, is they are a black shadowy figure, and almost certainly all of the ones that are evil tend to have red eyes. Now, you live in Australia. Have you heard of the 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭
𝐑𝐮𝐥𝐞? Yes, I believe it's one I'm not actually really familiar with. I have heard the
a native Australian spirit. It is a black entity with giant red eyes.
Yeah, it's one that is less commonly known.
Exactly. Hey, Trash, how you doing? I'm doing pretty okay. I'm teaching my Aussie boy about some cryptid stuff and seeing what he knows and, you know, relaying some of his shit. So, if you were in Chernobyl, per se, right?
Yes.
And I'm assuming the work conditions were probably shit because, for lack of better phrasing, Russia. All right.
Yeah. It's Russia.
And you wanted to get out of there, but the only way there, or out of there, was like the roads that were there that are always patrolled because it's a nuclear power plant. All right.
Of course.
You want to fly away. Everybody wants to fly away. The manifestation of a spirit that could fly away, because that is the thought that a bunch of people are thinking, right? They see the birds can get away. And if it's just a spirit, similar to how Native American spirits or even like, you know, Scandinavian, Russian, like rural Russian spirits are made, it would be the exact same concept, of which I don't know much about where Mothman is from, right? I don't know any local legends. I don't know any native tribes there. To be completely honest with you, I don't remember what state it's in. All I know is my buddy Rel is from that state. But I would assume it's a similar concept because there's Native American tribes all over North America, right? So it could just be that it was something like that, or there was a native tribe that was having issues and that spirit just so happened to be there. I think it could just be coincidental that a spirit was there, or it was actually a negative spirit, and negative spirits are able to leech onto negative energy. Now, if since there was one asshole that caused that whole entire thing in Chernobyl, I'd assume the upper management was probably shit, and everyone there was having negative emotions towards this person, meaning that there is a negative energy there for it to latch onto.
Obviously.
Now, again, this is like a lot of my shit's all like almost conspiracy theory sounding, but it's all theorizing. Like, I don't have any proof, right? Do I necessarily believe everything? No. I'm simply trying to give an explanation, devil's advocate for a lot of stuff. And I'm allowed to give theories on what I think could have been, not what I truly think is, because I don't know, so I can give an idea towards it, right? And I think that's what kind of defines me a little bit different than like the guys on Ancient Aliens. They're just like, suddenly, ancient aliens, they built the pyramids. And I'm like, nah, man, look at how the pyramids are made. Like, look at, from everything that we've seen of them in their internal structures, they're giant, like, Tesla coils, essentially. They're like, well, because a Tesla coil can give you wireless energy. That was why they didn't want it, because it would be less sales of copper, it would be less sales of a lot of stuff, and he wanted it to be free, right? So, and if you look at the Titanic, sunk under the ocean, right? Titanic was like, what, 100 years ago that happened, right?
Oh, it was a long-ass time ago, dude. It was a really long time ago.
If you look at the natural decay of that, all right, just underwater for 100 years, you could speculate that all metal in it is eventually going to be broken down and turned into like rust because, you know, like there's salt, there's oxygen in the water, it oxidizes, it breaks down. and eventually it will completely disappear. All right. Now imagine thousands upon thousands of years, right? Because we recently discovered that humans have been around potentially 10,000 years longer than we thought they were. All right. That's plenty of time for a giant civilization to be super smart, have a giant flood, something wipes out all the metal and everything, right? So what's to say that ancient Egypt didn't somehow discover, because like we've been the same humans for tens of thousands of years. All right.
Yes.
Like our brains have been the exact same. We can think the exact same. Our language hasn't been the same. You know, our cultures haven't been the same, but our brain and body have been the same essentially.
Pretty much.
So
we haven't really been
they were
evolving
to have
much
discovered
lately.
something that was still around, right? No, humans haven't evolved in tens of thousands of years, man.
Yeah, I know. We haven't.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no. We adapt. We change our environment to us, right? Like, think about it. We wear clothing. Like,
We're an
that is
invasive fucking
quite
species.
literally. Well, that is quite, yeah, right?
Yeah.
So if they were to say to have discovered something and went, holy shit, all right, let's try it. And then they tried it and they're like, holy shit, that works. Right. And this is completely ruling out the possibility of aliens, right? Like, I'm not saying that couldn't have been a thing because maybe it was.
Fucking aliens, man.
Right.
Aliens, dude.
But, like, maybe it was aliens, right? But this is just another example of what it could have been. They discovered something from a more ancient people that maybe they were around before, like the Great Floods. We know there was Great Floods because if you look at America, there's literally fucking like way lines and shit from, or that's not the proper word, but you know what I'm saying, from where there was giant fucking rivers, right? Like they were on like the west coast that went from Alaska all the way down to fucking Mexico. All right. Like it's just, we have frozen water on our planet right now because we're still at the tail end of an ice age. Right? People don't seem to realize if there's ice on the planet, and I don't mean just on mountain type tops, but like an actual frozen glacial part of your planet, that is an ice age. All right. We're just at the end of it. So what's to say that like maybe long before that, there was an ancient civilization. They found remnants of that civilization or some form of scripture that they were able to decipher because, hey, we can decipher ancient Egyptian shit. That means that they could probably have deciphered ancient whatever the fuck. And then they were like, oh my God, this is like energy. This is power. This is this, whatever, right? And like, we already know there's giant like reservoir areas underneath the pyramids. Pyramids are also lined up with specific stars, right? That could have been cultural. Maybe it has to do with certain points of the moon being able to pull different forms of whatever, right? Because literally the gravity of the moon is what makes our oceans move, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it had something to do with that. I don't know enough about that. I study black holes and shit. I don't study fucking magnets. All right, like fuck. But it's gravity, so the concept is there that I get.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like I know how to make a Tesla coil, but that doesn't mean that I know how to make whatever the Egyptian pyramid was based off of. I'm sure I could figure it out, right? Like I know how to make a battery, right? So in theory, I could put two and two together. It would just take trial and error and hopefully not too many explosions. But, you know, like that's just an example of things on how that shit could be. I don't know where the fuck all this came from. What were we talking about before this?
We were talking about, you were telling me about essentially the red eyes of like the Mothman, the blackbird of Chernobyl, and also apparently one in Australia, the I forgot what the name was. 𝐭𝐤𝐬, that's it. Yeah, how like they're all like from three different places, but all the same concept more or less, and how spirits all have like evil spirits have red eyes.
Well, not all of them have red eyes. Sometimes they're just like a black like form.
Right?
But red eyes are more of like a manifestation of like fear, right? Like humans fear red eyes
for some reason. Yeah,
it's just something that it's not natural. The
Believe
only
not,
way that you will
actually
see red
have,
eyes. No, the only way that you will see
red
eyes, though, is if someone's eyes are bloodshot, right? Or an animal whose eyes are bloodshot, right? Generally showing a form of aggression or some form of...
if we're talking about like the actual iris being
distress.
red, there is rare cases where people have no coloration and... No, albino.
No,
people
albinos have red eyes, though.
Yeah. The eyes are more pink than actually red.
That's like what I mean. But
yeah, as an actual red eyes, because if you take the coloration out of our irises, it is just blood underneath and you will have red eyes. There are people who are born without it and do have natural red eyes where it's not, it's your eye color. It's that the actual iris itself is transparent, and it just shows the blood vessels under it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It's super fucking
super
rare.
alarming.
It's
only
really
time
rare.
that you will see a human with red eyes, other than specific situations like that, is if you take a picture of us, because our eyes reflect red. Animals' eyes reflect white. That's why if you ever see a person's eyes reflect white, patty cake, you rar at me, motherfucker.
Be afraid. Be afraid.
Wait, why?
If they reflect white.
Why am I afraid if patty cake is raring at me? What?
I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about the eyes thing. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Reflect red because it reflects back of your eyeball. Exactly. All right. However, if you take a picture of something and you see white eyes reflected, that's probably not a person, because ours reflect red. So if you take a picture of a person, their eyes are reflecting white, that's not human. Because there's only 3 receptors in our eye, and the way that our eye is structured, it reflects red. Take a picture of a deer, though, they got different receptors. Take a picture of like a cat, they got different receptors. Their eyes both reflect white. So if you see someone's eyes reflect white, now again, white, like red and white necessarily, like not all enemy type evil bullshit whatever has more yellow. Actually, okay, you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying the exact color. I'm saying like a generalization of it, right?
Yeah.
Depends on the light levels in the area and everything. White is just the pure form of light, right? So, I mean, we could watch this video about the 𝐭𝐭𝐬𝐬, and I'm almost certain that it was an Australian one. If not, I am incorrect.
Yeah, no, I actually remembered something of the I remember just before. What the fuck was it called? The Manchurian people. They actually they got some scary fucking shit, because they were essentially one of the main desert tribes of like the Aboriginal culture and so on. They got some scary fucking like superstitious shit. Like they really fucking do. I'm just trying to remember what the fuck, like they essentially they like were known for dealing with cannibalism a lot. Like,
yeah, okay.
really
I do have a
badly.
question though, because I don't know Australia as well as I would like to.
Yeah.
There's native Australians.
Cool.
Correct?
Yes.
How? Like,
there's belief that the common belief is that originally, because Australia is part of Asia, that a lot of the, like, going back a long fucking time ago, like thousands of years, they believe that a lot, like it was back when, like, you know, the whole like, you know, because when Australia used to be close to like Papua New Guinea and stuff like that, that's where there was a belief that that's when like the original people actually came over to Australia.
okay, so similar to how Native Americans became a thing, they crossed the Alaskan land bridge.
Yeah,
okay,
more or less.
That makes sense. And they just stayed there as the world shifted. Okay.
Essentially, yeah, that's the common belief, that it was originally like it was from like Papua New Guinea and stuff like that.
Okay, because what we're taught in school here as kids, all right, and I guess I never questioned it growing up, was that it was just an island, like a really big island, and the English took a lot of their prisoners there and literally just left them there. That is what we were taught in school. They didn't give them anything to build. They didn't give them anything, and then they just kind of left a bunch of people there and dropped them off.
Essentially, the Polish were here before the English. So the Polish people were here before the Brits actually came here and used it as a prison colony. So there was already like establishments from people from Poland before the British people actually came. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they don't talk about it. It's only because obviously the British came in and they really do what British people do, and they just take over fucking everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they it became a prison colony. Like, people did live here, but it was mainly like, if you did something wrong in Ireland or Scotland or obviously England, you were sent to Australia to essentially it was prison labor, more or less.
Also, unrelated to that, I was saying the wrong name. It is the 𝐭𝐭𝐬𝐬, 𝐭𝐭𝐬𝐬, not 𝐭𝐭𝐬𝐬. I think that's just a name in Japan or some shit. And that's probably what my brain thought of it. Yeah, 𝐭𝐭𝐬𝐬.
𝐭𝐭𝐬𝐬.
But I can watch. Would you like to watch the video?
Oh yeah, dude, I'll watch it.
All right, let me share my screen with you.
All right.
All right, pause the music, everyone.
Okay,
Gonna
there we go.
full screen this, and we are gonna go over to here.
All right.
I have to pause it. I need to set the thing up 1080p, and
Yep.
I need to turn on...
Hopefully doesn't kill the stream.
No, I shouldn't. No, 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭, never mind. It was Canada, so I'm remembering the wrong one.
But yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm like, I know that there is like evil spirits and stuff like that here in Australia, but it's like I can't remember their actual names. I know that they exist.
Yeah, like I know that there's for example, scroll down a little bit. The creatures in Australia bush. This is a 5-minute one, so I'll just go to this one.
Oh yeah,
we'll put it
some of them are pretty. Some of them are pretty. Yeah, some of them are pretty fucked up.
So like, there's this one that we could watch.
Desert climates.
Actually, real quick, everyone. This is from 4chan. There might be inappropriate words. There might be racist stuff. Obviously, it's a link from 4chan. Okay.
It's 4chan, dude. It happens.
Yeah. Especially this coming from an Australian one. They don't give a fuck.
We really fucking do.
Fucking 4chan. Hey man, X used to be good. Oh no, don't go on B. If I remember this one correctly, it describes spirits much the same. H best subsection. I don't even know what H is. I haven't hopped on 4chan in years. Oh, other than X, but it's fucking garbage now, so it's not worth going on.
Fucking mushy.
Oh.
Oh. Dude.
Mm-hmm.
Something did not like him.
Nope.
Mm.
So, what's interesting is it says that there was like a humming, right? That you could feel.
Yeah.
Remember what I was saying about resonance? type thing.
Yeah.
Where things are vibrating constantly.
Yep.
And you don't.
Yeah.
That energy doesn't resonate correctly with you, right?
Hmm.
Think about it though, right? It's explaining it the exact same as if you're getting like a negative feeling from someone. It's just the vibrations that they're giving off. If it's giving a very strong one that you literally feel a hum, right? Now, obviously, it might just be an over-exaggeration of my theory on that, but
yeah, dude,
in theory, you know, it works.
Yeah, whatever this thing is, it definitely does not like this guy. It is
definitely
not a fan. Yeah,
but like, just the description that it just gave almost fits perfectly with like Native American like spirits.
That's what I mean. Like we said before.
What does _𝐶 mean?
_𝐶? _𝐶 means like excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's a word I very rarely hear.
Yeah. Like I'm keen for something or not keen, it means it's like excited or like looking forward or
like I've heard it like
anticipating.
that. Yeah, I've heard it like that here, but I've never just seen it as super keen. I've never seen it like that before.
Yeah.
So I just figured it was an Australian thing.
Yeah. Dude, fear is a horrible thing.
Can't relate. That part of my brain literally is turned off. There's only been like twice in my life that I felt fear.
Yeah. Better off not dealing with it, dude.
Honestly.
Yeah, like
so that's just the description of it though is what I wanted to show you guys, because even in Australia it's the same concept. So I think that's kind of neat, right? That there's so many different cultures unrelated that have that same idea.
Yeah. Well, like
I can guarantee
like I
we
before,
could probably find something in say like Japan that is like that.
Or being that Mushy's here, like in Norway, like obviously Northern Europe's got like some crazy fucking shit as well.
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's my theory on a lot of European stuff. Europe has always had so many different practices and cultures. And for such a small area comparatively, right? Like, because I live in Canada, right? There's so many differences that are there. And a lot of them piggyback off each other, but they also have a lot of very separate beliefs too.
Yes.
Now, they don't have the same concept of spirits there, though, when it comes to, say, paganisms that are there, like different forms of paganism.
Yeah,
and my theory on that one, a husky and a chihuahua are both dogs, correct?
Indeed.
But they don't look anything like each other.
No.
Except for the basic core of them.
Exactly, the basics of like,
now,
you
if
look
you
at it,
take
you're
a
like,
husky,
that is a dog.
No, you take a husky and you bring it by the equator. That dog is more than likely going to overheat.
Yes.
They are not designed for that. You take a chihuahua, you bring it up to the Arctic.
It's going to freeze.
That thing is going to freeze. They are both dogs, but they're different. Now, my theory is about the Fae of Europe and spirits of Native America. All right. Now, obviously, I would assume that Japanese spirits, or I guess all of Asia, would have its own different areas of spirits, right? Because let's just assume that spirits work the same way that people do, right? They have territories, all right?
They would change and adapt like people do.
Exactly. In Australia, even if they look the same, you know, like that black spirit with white eyes, right? Or like a black spirit with red eyes or whatever it might be, okay? If they are all so similar, the Fae are very different. But that would be the same as saying like a golden lab, a brown lab, a black lab. You know, they're all Labradors, right? They all look the same. They're just different colors, right? That would be like, say, for example, like the Native Australian spirits, Native American spirits, that kind of shit, right? But then you look at, say, the Fae, they're very different. So they would, say, be the Chihuahua or the Husky in this situation, right? They'd just be separate, but still the same. And I feel as though if the Fae were to come to North America, they would not have the same power or strength that they would in Europe, because they're more attuned with the earth in that area. And that's why, like, a lot of Native American spirits and whatnot are known for being in specific forests or certain areas. And natives have always been very protective of the land, right? Like, you do not kill for sport. You do not cut down trees that are unnecessarily needing to be cut down, right? If you do kill something, you use all of it, right? So I believe that that is because the energies that that area has. So if those spirits are particular to those energies, the Fae must be the same, right? Both the same thing, but different types, right? Because they're interacted with much the same. So, I mean, not exactly, obviously, but
it's like, it's more so it's similar, but there is that difference.
And I'm sure like there's things about like in Australia, do you guys have the rule of like if you're out in the middle of nowhere, right? Like out in the fucking outback or whatever, and you just hear like someone call for help, you ignore it? Do you have that there?
Generally, if you hear someone calling for help and you're out in the middle of nowhere, you don't do that. But there's multitudes of different reasons for that. That's not just because
like if we ignore the whole supernatural thing, you know, that could just be someone trying to Jeffrey Dahmer you, right? Like,
oh, dude, being that literally, if you look up,
I'm sorry about
if
that.
you we haven't had a lot of serial killers, but no, we've had the backpack murders, we've had the bodies in barrels. We've had Ivan Milat. We've had some really like nasty people that do out in the middle of nowhere. They will do things to you.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're going on the supernatural side of things, not super common, but you do still hear about it.
Yeah. So you guys have the same rule as like Appalachia then, or here in Canada, where if you're out in the wilderness and you hear something, no, you didn't, right? Now,
well, also,
if
we're
you
known
look
to
at
having
the
really
Fae,
dangerous shit too, so yeah.
Well, yeah, but you know, like the Fae, right? If someone is calling for help in the woods, you're supposed to go help. Because they'll chase after you if you don't.
Yeah, the Fae, well, the thing is, the Fae, if you're going for like the mythos side of it, Fae are known to be, they're not out to actually harm, it's more so they're tricksters or pranksters.
Well, there's hundreds of different Fae, but like there's a lot of them are like that. Yes, like pixies. And stuff.
Yeah.
But for example, if you take the name of a Fae, they now serve you. But if you never give them your name, otherwise they control you. And did I say that wrong the first time? You control them, they control you.
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm saying.
It's like if you, well, I mean, we'll go with that old, I mean, Rumpelstiltskin, for example. Like, it's like if he knows your name, he has power over you. But if you know his name, you have power over him.
Yeah. So, and like there's also house rules there. Like there's this funny, perplexing debate. If a Fae were to invite a vampire into their home, who wins?
That's tricky. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
I think they'd both be fucked. Either way, I think they'd both be fucked.
No, think about it. If you break any form of house rules, the Fae has full control over you and do whatever they want with you. But a vampire runs off of... A vampire works off of demonic law. And demonic law allows you to have full power of where you are in a home. Hence why a poltergeist exists. Demons are able to come through your walls and stuff. So if they have full control over you, if you break house rules, but you have full control over them and everything inside the house once you enter, which one's stronger?
I kind of feel like it would be they'd both be fucked because I feel like it would end.
It's
in
a
a
rock and a
stalemate.
hard place.
It'd be a stalemate. That's the way I'd see it.
Honestly, the vampire should just accept the tea and move on. By the way, if you guys believe in this kind of stuff, like how I do, if you have a welcome mat outside your door, get rid of it.
I don't have that shit.
Ignoring vampires because vampires don't exist. Demonic law is still its own thing. It's for poltergeists and demons and evil spirits of all kinds.
Yeah.
Welcoming them into your home with a welcome mat. All right. It is implied invitation and works.
Yeah.
Don't use a Ouija board because that is implied invitation to communicate with them and invite them into your home.
Yeah.
And do not leave your door wide open during the day because that is implied invitation that anyone's allowed to enter. Okay?
Yeah.
You can get a fuck off mat. I mean, instead of having a welcome mat, have one that says fuck off. You know?
That'd be, dude, that's an untapped market.
It isn't actually. I've already. I want to buy one.
Not.
I got one I want to buy.
Ah, man, I was like, damn, merch ideas.
The one I want though says "fuck off, please," though, because I'm Canadian. Yeah, that's very much a thing, isn't it? You give them your name and essentially take control of your life and not become you. So the whole becoming you thing, I believe, is not Fae. That is not Fae at all. They just have full control over everything, and you owe them everything. And you're at their beck and call type thing. And what comes after spirit? Yes.
That's essentially why I used Rumpelstiltskin as an example, because it's pretty obvious that Rumpelstiltskin is very much a Fae creature of some kind. And works exactly how a Fae entity would work. Yeah.
But however, if you're in the forest and you are told that there are Fae there, or it's a local legend that there's Fae there, and you hear someone calling for help in that forest, you are in the home of the Fae. You have to go and try and help that person.
Or at least find out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, at least investigate it, right? Because per se, maybe it was an actual form of Fae that was in need of help, and you helped them. They now owe you, and you have an entity that you own pretty much. Like, not in a bad way, right? So long, unless you're a bad person, in which case then you best not ever do anything bad to them in their home. Yes. And if you ever come across some form of creature or spirit or thing when you're in the woods or something like that, and it offers you something, say a trinket, even a rock, it hands you something, do not accept it. Say to them, I have nothing to trade, or nothing of equal value to trade with you. It is as simple as that.
It makes a lot of sense, though.
And do not give them your name. If they ask your name, you'd be like, I would like yours first, please. You have to be kind with them, right? And if they want to interact with you, you have to say, I want you to tell me that you're not going to bring me harm, right? And if it says no, and then you go, you swear you're not going to bring me any harm, right?
Well, that's the thing.
And then they'll say it again, right? No, they'll say it again and be like, okay, I want you to say the full thing then, right? And then it will say, I will not bring you any harm, right? Because it said no twice. Then you have to tell it. That's 3 times you cannot break that. You have sworn them because, say, you know, like the whole Bloody Mary thing, right?
Oh, yeah. Bloody Mary, yes.
That's an incantation because it was said 3 times. You just used an you just forced them to do an incantation of sealing upon themselves. Big brain. Now, this only applies to like spirits and entities like that, like creatures and shit, but not like, say like a skinwalker or a Wendy boy. Well, you'd be fucked with a Wendy boy anyways. It wouldn't talk to you.
Yeah.
But like a skinwalker, you have a chance, right? Like, that wouldn't work on a skinwalker.
Yeah, like I feel like a skinwalker, you could at least like there would be
skinwalkers are people.
Yeah, there would be
as
a chance
unpredictable as a
of
person.
like, yeah, there would be like they have the potential to be civil and like have the potential to be like
But
Wendy boy don't give a fuck. He's just like food.
So I explained what a skinwalker was earlier, but a Wendy boy is actually a very different entity entirely. And a lot of people use them interchangeably, which is incorrect. So just as a quick rundown of what we said earlier, skinwalkers are Navajo medicine men that went to the dark side. Okay,
they're shapeshifters,
that's
right?
Yeah, they are shape-shifting humans. All right,
but a Wendy boy
is a person that resorted to cannibalism to survive, and the spirit of the, I'm just gonna say Wendy boy. We all know what it actually is. All right, the spirit of the Wendy boy took over them, and depending on where it's from, in different parts of different areas of Canada, either their heart turns to ice, because it's a very common thing with like Inuit stuff and whatnot, is ice hearts, or they lose their soul, you know, like they just lose their humanity. There's so many different things, but essentially the concept's still the same. They become heartless and they become demons, right? Like their brain just kind of turns to like hunger, right? But because they ate another person, they are now have an eternal hunger that will not go away. They are forever starving. Their body starts to become very malnourished looking. Their bones and everything start to expand and stretch. They usually grow anywhere from like 7+ feet. They aren't like, oh, I have a deer head. No, that's not at all a Wendy boy at all. Okay. Did you decide to have supernatural discussion after playing? No, actually, this is my Friday streams. It's always supernatural stuff on Fridays.
Yeah, it's just spooky shit, bro.
So, and I invited Boris to join me.
I just couldn't find a tag along. Yeah, it was roughly a week ago. I just couldn't find the tag along.
Nice.
This sounds cool. Yeah. I like supernatural stuff.
Cheesecake, you caught a Pokemon that Vex was trying to get. That's insane. Vex always catches the Pokemon or makes them go away. She's always first. That's awesome. Also, your starter is a fucking Dodrio. Nice. So the Wendy boy is just like a very malnourished looking, super tall, super strength humanoid that used to be a person. Whereas a skinwalker is a person that can shapeshift and stuff. But they both are able to mimic human voices and call you out to somewhere out in the woods and stuff. Now, a Fleshgate, all right, is... Oh, and Wendy boys originally, I believe, were in Alberta? Or Saskatchewan? I don't remember. The central west of Canada. But... they've moved all across Canada now, though. Fair enough. Chill chat stream. Yeah, like I usually just do chatting streams. All
right.
But
I was wondering. I've got one thing after you're done. Yeah, the Fleshgate. Yes.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna message Keter.
Oh no, because I was just trying to remember something. Remember I said the Matru tribe, the desert tribe that deals with cannibalism. I was trying to find out what their spirit was called, and for the life of me, I am trying to work out how the fucking pronounce this because it is just like, but it is the Gnage Urnagol. Essentially, it is the Australian Fae, and it is known as the Australian body snatching spirit, and it is a cannibalistic spirit. Of the
body snatching spirit, you say?
It is known to essentially when someone, very similar to how your Wendy boys work, when someone commits the act of cannibalism, this is the spirit that takes over the body. And essentially, yeah, very interesting. Like here, dude, like I'll type it in your chat, like have a look at this fucking name, dude. Like, how the fuck are you supposed to pronounce that?
I would take the N away from the beginning and say, "Gay, your nan, Galku."
Yeah, they're really, and yeah, they're from literally. But guess the area that they are from. Guess what the area? Guess what the area is actually called?
Neirangu.
So they're from Australia has very large salt flats, but the area that they're
just
from.
Just go at you.
If that's all good. In translation, the area that they're from. Guess what it's called?
What?
The Lake of Disappointment.
Country roads.
It's a giant.
Take me home.
Yeah, it's a giant salt lake. Big salt flat.
I belong. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, dude, it's fucking cool. And like I was looking at it, I'm like, this is some trippy fucking shit. Like, and it's essentially like I knew that there was this cannibalism, like there was obviously cannibalism and stuff like that, which did happen out in like Central Australia and the deserts and stuff like that, because obviously food is a lot more scarce.
Survival. Yeah.
But this is what the Aboriginal people believed. If you cannibalize someone, this is what you would turn into.
It's kind of weird how natives that would never have connected with each other from different continents are able to have the same thing, eh? Or at least something similar.
Even here, the description of them is the limbs will elongate, the both toes and fingers will turn talon-like, carnivorous teeth. So I'm guessing teeth that become more fang and carnivorous life, like larger canines. All this, the body lengthens. Sounds awfully similar to the Wendy Nopes, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Okay.
How they
now, would you like me to explain what a flesh gate is? All right.
Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. I was just like trying to work out what these fucking names were. Yeah.
Yeah. Its name roughly translates to "will eat me." That's kind of neat.
I know, right?
So this is from Reddit, so take it with a grain of salt, right? But I just wanted a description that I can read off and then just like let you know my understanding of it on top of that, right? So a fleshgate is an internet lore supernatural forest critter that seems to try to stalk and lure people by trying, usually badly, to make vocal noises similar to other animals or to human speech. People who believe they've actually seen it often describe it as walking around as if it is constant upper body spasms. Aside from these characteristics, there isn't much consistently known about it. Even the fact of whether it stalks humans to predate them or opposed to just mind screw with them really depends on which tale you're reading. The name Fleshgate came from the name Skinwalker, which was an actual traditional folkloric figure, a dude basically a Navajo evil medicine man. Yeah, we've already explained that. The term has been appropriated as all get out on the internet, though. First for werewolves and most recently these critters, until somebody decided it probably wasn't a good thing to do so they coined the term Fleshgate by using synonyms for skin and walk. Yeah, like Fleshgate is literally skin and walk. But the understanding of a Fleshgate is it's not quite the same as a skinwalker. So they aren't necessarily wrong with a lot of this. About the spasmin thing, that is very common with Fleshgates. Fleshgates often, though, are more of a grayish humanoid mass. They aren't quite human looking, but they could take on the shape of people almost perfectly, but spasming. All right. Or just their upper body, kind of like type twitching type thing. All right. So again,
𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭. That's how it's pronounced. I just looked up how to pronounce it.
So I wasn't too far off.
No, you weren't. You were close.
Yeah. I mean, I just know like a lot of the native stuff here, so I just kind of figured how it would have potentially sounded.
Well, it is some scary similarities, I will admit. Literally two cultures almost on the polar opposites of the world, and yet there are some similarities there in the description of like, and if you cannibalize native someone,
cultures. It's not like they were talking to each other over the internet. Like,
like this, and it's not like yes, the European guy came over and this. It's like, no, this is even before them. This was established. This is like old. Yeah.
But the thing about spasms of Fleshgates is, like, it's true. Like they spasm, they mimic human speech, just it's always way worse than how a skinwalker or a Wendy Nope will mimic a voice. By the way, if you're out in the woods and you hear something scream and it's really far away, it's close. It's ventriloquism. And it's usually and if it sounds close, it's far away. No. Kika, how dare you nut on me? I'm talking about screaming here.
Kika loves screaming while nutting. I can confirm this.
Call me. You said I could. I do what I want. Fair.
Yes.
No. Oh, now anxiety over here. Fucking nut me to you, motherfuckers. Oh god, and
yeah.
patty cake. I'm getting bukkake over here. Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Yep. Here, I might as well just fucking add this. All right, there you go. Go for it.
Mouse boy over here looking like a glazed donut.
Oh my god.
Oh god. When the nut becomes pixeled.
No, the nut doesn't pixel.
Only
my model does.
No.
Yeah,
I was like, when the nut.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm being bukkakeed. You know, like. Oh fuck.
Oh, as soon as I saw you do it, I was like, I knew exactly what was happening.
Just sits there and be like, I'm a penis. But whatever.
You know, you get more points for being active in chat, right, Kika? You know how that works.
The more you chat, the more points you get.
Yep.
Screaming in pleasure or in pain, or a nice combination. Oh, I don't want my chat going this way. We're talking about spooky stuff. Well,
mushy, it's me.
All you gotta do is tell me a time and place. All right. Fuck. I got shit going on right now. I don't have the energy. That's fair. But this cat vibing. He's like lo-fi vibes. Hell yeah. Spooky.
Bitch is playing Bitch is playing RuneScape. I can see it.
Hey, better than League.
Oh god, don't get us started on League.
Oh, I literally saw last night afterwards. She was like, all right, I'm gonna go play League. And then she went and played League. And when I got on my computer at like fucking 6 p.m., she was still on League. And I'm like, I hope this bitch slept.
Ika, yeah, honestly, she won't sleep for like 2 days, and the next, she'll just disappear for like a whole day. And what happened? Oh, I slept the entire day. I'm like, okay.
That'd be fair, right? I was up for 32 hours, got 2 hours of sleep, was up all day, and slept for another like hour. And then I was like, I gotta go to stream.
Yeah, no, Kiki's got a kind of normal sleep schedule at the moment, other than the 8 a.m.
Like that you guys are wasting all your points and stuff instead of doing fancy things like, changing the chair or the background or my microphone.
Well, you're in my time zone, Kika, so I'd call that normal. We'll just say that you're Australian. Easy fix.
I just want a nut. All right, just look up my old username then. See, it's a joke because I used to work in porn.
Next month, Kika, that's all I'm saying. 1st November. All
right. So, there was something I did want to bring up, though. So remember how earlier we were talking about the idea of, like, the energies creating something, right? Like a spirit manifesting because of the energies.
Yeah.
Now, that same concept can be applied to a god end up dying because people stop believing in it, right? Because the energies aren't going forth to it. So, for example, if enough people believe in local folklore,
does it become real? Does it manifest?
And what do we love to talk about? Creepypastas. And what's one of the most popular creepypastas in existence?
Slender.
Motherfucking Slender Man. And why have there been sightings of not just shadow people anymore, but instead men Slender in suits with no faces? Happening a lot.
It's very interesting. And I actually I'd have to look it up, but there was a really interesting I can't remember what it was. I remember reading it. This guy actually pointed out something about like how we were talking about like vampires earlier and stuff like that. Like, how like over the course of human history, we've had times when our population, we've had like a big spike in population growth, and then a bunch of people will all of a sudden just die off. Like our population will drop again. Who's to say that, an actual creature, like, not saying it is a vampire or something like that, but who's to say there isn't a predatory species that does prey on us that maybe hibernates for a long time, lets our population grow so then it can feed, and then it goes back into hibernation?
I honestly think that the only reason something like that is less likely is due to predator versus predator fighting, such as Wendy Nopes.
Yeah.
Because think about this, just this whole COVID thing, right? and I'm
Mhm.
using North America as an example, right? I could use both skinwalkers and Wendy Nopes and whatever the fuck else like flesh gates are out in the woods. All right.
Things that eat people.
If you have been not seeing your food come into the woods for a long time, stop thinking national parks. Start thinking local parks. They want their food. Any predator will follow their food. All right, so you changed the teal just for me, easy. All right, yeah, amen. So, okay, but y'all remember Jeff? Yeah, Jeff the Killer. I don't know if that's necessarily a thing, but like the idea of like Slenderman itself, or like the Rake. All right.
The Rake was a really popular one.
What's funny though is the Rake is actually very similar to this thing called the Crawler, of which is not a creepypasta, but an actual thing that is seen in northern Canada.
I've heard of it.
If you I guess more of like northern, I guess technically all of Canada, like northern Ontario would be the same height as those, where it's out in the woods and you have cabins and you see this very long, spindly armed looking motherfucker pretty much that taps and crawls on your roof. And it's just this large, like 8-foot tall fucking white humanoid thing with deep sullen eyes. Okay, let me catch up with this. So if I believe enough, I will find a unicorn that poops gold coins. All right, here's my theory on that. All right, unicorns.
You have enough people to do it.
No, unicorns 100% existed. You want to know how I can prove it? If I told you there was a leopard-printed horse with a 40-foot neck, would you believe me?
Yes.
It's called a fucking giraffe.
Yes.
So a horse with a fucking tumor on its head, okay, I 100% believe exists, okay? Like, I just think that it was a specific breed and it bred out. And more proof that fucking unicorns existed. Rhinos, their closest relative is the horse. Rhinos have horns, meaning that in their genetic code, horses have it to be able to have horns. Now, obviously, that's a very oversimplification of how biology and animals work. But essentially, the genes are there in its code. Narwhals. God damn it. Narwhals are just like unicorn mermaids, okay? Because manatees are obviously probably what mermaids were. Also, fun fact, mermaids and sirens, not the same thing.
Nope.
Not at all the same thing, actually. But, stop, I'm too high for this. All right.
That's just Kiko, don't worry about it.
High. True. But
yeah.
The idea that, like, Slenderman is actually becoming a thing because enough people believe in it. Beluga whales have knees. Yeah, look up what whales evolved from. They went from the oceans to being on land and then going back to the water. So many, like, proto whales had legs, and it's gross to look at. Like, they just don't look right. But
yeah, but no, fucking
it doesn't surprise me in the least.
Actually, like, if you look at like well, because you like to talk about that on like gods and stuff like that. Like, obviously, you know about like the Aztecs and the Incas and stuff like that, like in South America.
I am not versed at all in them.
No, but like if we just go with like, you know how like their main god, they were like they were essentially sun worshippers, right? They worship the sun. Yeah.
Well, most religions do.
Yeah.
Hell, even Christianity does.
Yeah, it turns out
the rebirth of Jesus is
Australian
is the 25th.
Australian Aboriginals. Same thing. They were sun worshippers. The main god.
You wanna know
or
why?
goddess
because that's when the heat is. That's when you want to be awake.
Yeah.
But hell, even like Catholicism and Christianity, and no, actually not Judaism. Sorry, Catholicism and Christianity they worship the sun. When is actually no? You wouldn't know. You live in Australia, and Christianity and Catholicism are from Europe, like the Northern Hemisphere.
Australian, we're not super religious. That's the thing. Like, there's not there's a lot of religions here. But
here in the Northern Hemisphere, there's a thing called the winter solstice.
Oh,
just take a guess when that happens.
Yeah, winter solstice. Yeah, I know.
Just take a guess.
My ancestors of my family are Swedish. Yes, Yule,
okay.
Christmas.
It's December 25th. Okay.
Yes.
And how many
Yule.
days did it take
Yes.
Jesus to come back?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
3 days. Now guess how long the sun doesn't come over the horizon in the northernmost parts of the hemisphere.
3 days.
Exactly. It's fucking sun. They're talking about the sun,
Mhm.
and they call like the crown of thorns the fucking horizon. Okay,
Mhm.
it's literally the corona of the light coming around the fucking like the horizon that they're seeing. That's what the like, because it comes up as spikes, and people don't seem to understand that. Micah, what's up, homie? Like that, it's literally worshiping the sun. Like,
Yeah. Praise the sun.
Yeah, praise the sun. Praise the sun. But yeah, like there's so many things people don't seem to get, and like, wait a minute. And I'm like, dude, where I live, sun doesn't show up for over 2 months. Yes, exactly.
In fairness, like, goddamn, like in winter, yeah, where Mushy lives, like Mushy lives in a beautiful fucking area. Like I've seen pictures where Mushy lives, but yeah, it's definitely like, yeah, winter.
Yeah, Alaska and like the territories in Canada are much the same.
In some of the fucking sun never goes the fuck down.
Yeah, for like 2 months or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got like the rest of the year where it's mostly normal.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I can't relate to normal weather. Where I live right now, in the morning it was -5 degrees, and by the afternoon it was 25 degrees, and then today it was fucking sitting at like 6 degrees all day and like a lot of rain. And I'm like, why the fuck are we getting rain in October? Like, we already had snow. Why the fuck is it starting to rain again? I'm not going to complain. I'd rather have rain than snow, but like, fuck, man. Winter depressions and summer scuffed sleep patterns, the struggles of living north. Honestly, I don't think it would affect me at all. I don't know when the sun is up or not. I'm always in my room. Like, it does not affect me whatsoever.
You live in the basement, don't you?
Yes.
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 Confirmed.
I am basement.
Trash Mouse isn't.
I live in my parents' basement.
Trash Mouse is indeed troll. Lives underground.
Milady, would you like to come to my abode? I got a Nick beard and I live in my parents' basement. I'm gonna become a famous streamer, and I'm gonna become amazing. Everyone's gonna love me.
And that's my cue to fucking leave.
Oh god. Jesus
okay,
Christ.
wait, no way. I'm gonna grab an IRL picture of you and send it to Mushy and be like, yeah, this guy just did this voice.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I can just turn on my camera, you know.
Oh, that works too.
What I look like. All right.
That works too.
We'll have to disable my tracking for a minute.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry, Mushy. Fucking Maddie and Trash were fighting the other day. They were like, "Who's hotter?" It was funny as fuck.
I was calling him hotter.
And then Matt was calling him hotter.
How do I do this again?
You should be.
I figured it out.
There you go.
Over there. Wait, now, why is my tracking? Wait.
You'll be fine.
I can change what camera I'm using through this, can't I?
You should be able to definitely change what camera you're doing with VC Face. 100%, you should be able to.
Yeah, but it gives you the option at the start. So
yeah, it's when you call. Yeah.
There. All right.
Well, that
so
general
my
settings
tracking is lost. All right.
General settings is a top hat now. It's amazing.
Actually, I'll set that to OBS virtual.
Do you not have
so it doesn't actually?
Do you not have it set on? Do you not have it set on like a different like overlay and shit like that? Like a different one?
I do. Just give me a second.
Or a different scene, even.
Yeah, I have to click something. Give me a moment. Integrate live. I gotta.
Like, this is the only reason I'm thinking about swapping over to what's it called, VTuber Studios, is because literally you can have it run off of your phone and you can still use your webcam for shit. That's the only reason I'm thinking about swapping over.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get another camera. It's just gonna be my solution.
I'm just gonna use my fucking phone. I'm gonna do. And also, apparently, VTuber Studios isn't as stressful on your PC. I found out recently.
Why is my thing not there? Webcam properties.
Yeah, he's invisible.
Don't mind me. I'm just broken.
Trash
my
Mouse is
OBS
just-
froze. My OBS froze.
He's just a void.
Can you quickly go into my chat and let them know OBS froze?
Yeah, sure.
Oh no.
That's all right. Oh, everyone can still hear it. You're fine.
Wait, you can still hear me? My OBS is frozen. I literally can't do nothing.
Yeah, I think it's only on your end. The stream's still fine. I've got it up. Yeah, actually, yeah. It is still
Whack.
fine. It's still fine.
Whack. It's still
It's
doing my
still
subtitles too. I just looked over at my phone.
That's fucking funny.
Oh my
The stream's
God.
still fine, so it's only your end.
This is why I need a new computer, guys. You see that goal up there? You see it? Help me reach it, motherfuckers. Or at least enough for a GPU and some RAM. Like,
Bit of RAM, bro.
yeah, no,
Please,
it's just the
sir,
RAM I've got is kind of shit, so.
Please, sir, can you spare some RAM?
Can I dedicate you more RAM? I gotta download more dedicated RAM. I gotta assume that someone caught a victory bell? Yeah, who caught the victory bell? Let me see.
Just download more RAM.
It's frozen. Give it a sec. We hear stream is still running. Sell out. Hey man, Patty Cake got it. Nice. All right, hold on. I wonder if I can do this still. Hold on. Will it change scenes with me not having control of my OBS?
Maybe.
Because I have like my Stream Deck. Well, it's not really a Stream Deck. It's an iPad.
Nah, it's your iPad, but it works the same as the Stream Deck.
It doesn't look to be. Nope. OBS itself is frozen. All right. What if I click it a few more times? Will it just break? Actually, gooder idea. What if I just turn off this? All right. Maybe OBS will decide to work more if I give it more resources.
It should. Hopefully it should.
Oh,
Hopefully
I'm
it
only
should.
at like 99% CPU usage. No big deal.
Nah, it's fine. It's only 99. It's all good.
Yeah, it's not that
good.
important. I mean, it's fine. Not a big deal. Alright, go down to OBS. Not responding. Set priority. Real time. Set affinity. You've got all fucking 8 CPU cores going to you.
You have everything. You'll be fine.
You've got it all, man.
Don't fight it. It's all there. Man, come on.
Alright, CPU usage has gone to 69%. Nice. GPU is only at 30, so why is this not responding? It'll let me minimize it, so if I bring it back up, it's gonna work. I don't know.
It should.
This is what I get for trying to show how pretty I am. I can't even read my chat because it's on my phone and my phone's getting an ad.
Don't worry.
If only this fucking fuckable program would unfuck itself. I'm glad I have my chat on my screen. Goddamn.
Yeah, it works, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. I literally was like,
You guys
I got
want me to
distracted
just
by
end stream and load it back up.
I got distracted by this, so I'm about to fucking like, I literally just grabbed it and just fucking like, there. I'll just send that to Mushy instead.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do, guys.
Yeah.
I'm
There
gonna
you go,
end
Mush.
stream by closing OBS and then